Hi, thanks for taking the time to listen to this recording. My name is Beck Fraser, and I'm going to tell you a little about how I got involved in Rodan and Fields and why I think it's the best business I've ever had. I'm a mum, a wife, a clinical nutritionist, and of course a Rodan and Fields consultant. I live on the beautiful Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia, and I live life by my design on my terms with my gorgeous family. It wasn't always like this though. Just a few years ago, we were running 7 businesses on the central coast of New South Wales, most of them restaurants. We had over 100 staff to manage and the long, tiring hours of hospitality. I was commuting 2 hours each way to Sydney to study nutritional medicine 3 days a week. And I was trying to be a mum when it felt like I was paying other people to do all the child rearing. I was constantly exhausted. I was mostly cranky. And I felt like a complete failure as a mother and a wife. I hated customers and staff. I was annoying to be around, and I'd taken to complaining about pretty much everything in our businesses, when that had once been the most exciting and challenging part of my world. I desperately wanted out of the restaurant industry. So I went looking for a new business. I knew it couldn't involve staff. It had to be e-commerce, and it had to have a fair effort to income ratio. I really wanted to be rewarded for the effort that I put in. I wanted to be involved in a company with integrity that was committed to giving back. And of course, it had to have a great product with global reach. My other issue was I had really big dreams, or I have really big dreams. So I needed to know that whatever I got involved in had to have unlimited income potential. You see, I started my nutritional medicine studies after being involved in respite foster care. And since then, I've wanted to save the world one baby at a time. And I hope that one day I can build a refuge where I can grow veggie gardens and cook yummy food and teach teenage mums how to feed themselves and their kids for free. Of course, I also wanted out of the frantic world of restaurants to be there for and with my family, to read the stories at bedtime and have dinner together and have amazing holidays. But I also have big dreams. So I was going looking for a serious income stream. Thankfully, I was in pharmacology class with a gorgeous and very patient, very persistent woman who I am happy to say is also now my business partner. Now, while Leslie is an Aussie now, she was born in the US and had friends telling her about Rodan and Fields preparing to launch into Australia. What she told me sounded fabulous, right up until she told me it was skincare. I literally scoffed at her. You see, I had rubbish skin. I didn't even wash my face. I had dreadful acne as a teenager, and that left me with these horrible scars. So I wore loads of makeup every day just to cover it up. I didn't wash my face with anything other than soap or shampoo. I was the worst at looking after my skin. But as I said, she was persistent. Now, I bought my first restaurant when I was 22 years young, and that's over 20 years ago, I can assure you. And Rodan and Fields is actually our 15th business. So I know what to look for in a business, and I understand what works and, of course, what doesn't. So when I really took a good look at this business model, I realized it was exactly what I'd been looking for all along. And I could see that if I worked consistently on this, I could be successful. And worst case scenario, I'd end up with great skin. I figured I could trust that the products worked since they were already #1 in the US. So before even trying them, I jumped in. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and money doesn't start magically falling from the sky. But it is a really smart digital business with a proven 3 to 5 year plan. And I knew that this thing was going to be successful with or without me. So who are these doctors, and why do I think this company is so exciting to be a part of? Dr. Katie Rodan and Dr. Kathy Fields are recognised as 2 of the most well-known and well-respected dermatologists in the world. They're the same doctors who created Proactive, the most recognised acne system ever. They've been named within the top 10 most successful female entrepreneurs of this decade by Investopedia, alongside Oprah Winfrey. And they're associate adjunct clinical assistant professors of dermatology at Stanford University. And they've also got private practices in medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. It was through seeing their patients in their private practice that they realized there was a need for dermatologically formulated skincare. And since they'd already created Proactive and made that a household name, they knew they could do it again with an anti-aging line. So Rodan and Fields was born. Now, they had no trouble finding a partner in Estee Lauder, and Estee Lauder took them on as their clinical brand in high-end department stores, where it quickly became the #1 selling brand in its category. And the doctors realized it was through word-of-mouth referrals, not anything the department stores were doing, that was pushing their sales so high. They could also see the way people were shopping was changing. Online shopping was on the rise, retail spending was down, and the iPhone was just about to be launched. So, in an unprecedented move, they bought back their share of the company and launched into the direct sales channel, which turned out to be the smartest decision they could make for the growth of their business. In just 8 years, Rodan and Fields became the #1 selling skincare brand across all price points and all channels in the US. In 2015, they launched into Canada, and within 3 years, they were #1 there too. Think about that. They outsell Lancome, Estee Lauder, Chanel, and Clinique, companies that have been around for decades, and they did it in less than 8 years. Rodan and Fields is growing faster than Netflix and tracking alongside Amazon for growth. Rodan and Fields launched into Australia in September 2017 with a projection that we would do $20 million in sales in our first year. Our actual sales were over $50 million in our first 12 months. TPG, a private equity investment firm, just partnered with us. And they don't just partner with anyone. They search out and invest in industry disruptors looking to grow globally. They've invested in Uber, Chobani, Spotify, Airbnb, just to name a few. Now, Asia is next in our global rollout strategy, followed by the UK and Europe. And to give you some perspective, Asia holds 51% of the global skincare market. That is exciting for anyone thinking about this business, and to be honest, it gives me goosebumps. Now, no company is great unless they have a great product or service, and there is a reason we're #1. We have the best, clinically proven, results-focused skincare products. The mission of our doctors is simple: to provide skincare products that work. As practicing dermatologists, the doctors know skin and how to treat it. And it's not us as consultants saying that they work. Independent clinical trials demonstrate the efficacy and safety of all of our products. So they're clinically proven to work. The core regimens take a multi-step approach, using the right ingredients in the right formulations in the right order consistently to achieve lasting results. Now, innovation is at the fore of our company, and the Rodan and Fields labs have cutting-edge technology with a pipeline of new products being launched each year to stay ahead of the market and to continue as leaders in our industry. We have a 60-day money-back guarantee on all of our products and all of our business kits. You can effectively start your own business, try the products, and if it's not for you, send your kit back for a full refund. That's how confident our doctors are in their products and this opportunity. Plus, they really want people to be 100% happy with their decision to be part of Rodan and Fields, either as a customer or a business partner. We have incredible incentive programs, including a $1,400 cash bonus in the first 6 months of your business, gifts, holidays, and even a Mercedes-Benz car program. And all of this is on top of the generous compensation plan that includes our paid profits, commissions, and bonuses. Now, as independent consultants, we work our own businesses as much or as little as we like. Most people work it alongside full-time jobs in about 5 to 15 hours a week, simply by sharing, just as we would a great restaurant or hairdresser or a book. We're not a party plan company. We don't stock products or do deliveries. In fact, our customers order online and the products are shipped from our Sydney warehouse directly to them. We are the CEOs of our own organisations, but we are never alone, with incredible support, training and marketing provided by our head office. So not only do they look after all of the logistics, they also do all of the marketing. We are also part of the most supportive, collaborative community of like-minded men and women who are determined to raise each other up, cheer each other on, and we have loads and loads of fun along the way. So almost 2 years in, my world has been completely flipped on its head in the best possible way. We sold the last of our restaurants, packed up and moved to our gorgeous home on the Sunshine Coast of Queensland. I finished my degree and I'm now in private practice a couple of days a week. My husband only works 3 days a week in a job he loves, and my Rodan and Fields business has replaced my full-time income and, of course, is still growing. We are no longer ships in the night. We have dinner together as a family, and I do all of the school stuff. I think I'm even an annoying mum now. I'm even managing our daughter's rep basketball team, and I never thought I'd have time for something like that. Leslie and I have grown our team to over 140 of the most incredible men and women from all walks of life, including stay-at-home mums, businessmen and women, doctors, nurses, accountants, beauticians, farmers, hairdressers, school teachers, students, admin staff, government employees, airline personnel. I could go on and on and on. There's so many. We just love working with them to achieve their goals. Some of them have already stepped away from crazy commutes, or they've gone from full-time to casual work. They've gone on holidays they could never afford, bought themselves luxuries they only ever dreamt about, paid private school fees. Who doesn't want to do that? And they're finding the time they've been missing to truly live their lives instead of living to work. Now, being a part of this community is way more than I ever expected. I just love that I have my mojo back. I love hearing stories from our customers about how much they love their skin. I love that our company has a charitable arm called the Prescription for Change Foundation, who partners with the Smith family in Australia to support children's education programs right here at home. I love that I now have great skin. I've been able to say goodbye to that hideous acne scarring I had. And yes, I also wash my face, and I haven't worn foundation for over 18 months. Now, while I love my Redefine, my favorite product at the moment is Spotless. I've been working with teens and their skin issues nutritionally in my clinic, but to have this incredible product giving them noticeable results so quickly is such a game changer for their self-esteem and confidence. I just love how we get all the glory while our doctors and scientists do all the hard work. This really is life-changing skincare in so many ways. So in closing, the person who sent you this obviously thinks very highly of you. If you were wondering what if, or maybe someone you know popped into your head while you were listening, who you think this might be a good fit for, reach back to the person who sent this to you, get your questions answered, and find out if it's the opportunity that could change your life forever. Remember, nothing changes if you don't change something. I certainly didn't want to be that person in 5 years' time looking back and wondering what my life could have looked like if I'd just taken the chance. Rodan and Fields is going to be the #1 selling skincare brand in every country we open in, and I am so grateful I get to be a part of it. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen in. I hope you have a very delicious day. Bye now.